Hi guys! Hello, hello! Happy New Year! Alrighty, so this is probably my first real lengthy live video, so hope you guys give me some grace as we go along. So today I just wanted to share just health and fitness tips, and tomorrow we'll do part 2 and we will go over beauty and overall health. So I'll go ahead and get started, and you guys, for those of you that are not here today, you can go ahead and watch it later. You know, you don't have to watch it right now. So, all right. And I totally typed this up, so that way I didn't miss anything, because I had a lot of information I wanted to share, and so if I'm reading it, I apologize. Okay, so nutrition, fitness, and beauty tips for a healthier you. That's what this is going to be about today and tomorrow. And so first, we're going to start off with nutrition. So first of all, I hope you all enjoyed time with your family and friends over the holidays. I don't know about y'all, but I love the holidays, but I'm always excited about a new year, new you. It's a good time to kind of reset, establish new goals, just to jumpstart into a healthier lifestyle. And so I hope these tips help you guys with that. I hope 2017 is a great year for you, and I hope you can take something away from these fitness, nutrition, and beauty tips that I'm going to share with you. So first, I'll just give you a little bit of background about me. I got my degree at Texas State University in exercise and sports science with a focus on health and fitness management. I did my internship at the Cooper Fitness Center down in Dallas, and then after that I personal trained at Dallas Country Club. I taught exercise classes at Equinox, and also helped teach a group exercise class at Cooper Fitness Center as well. So that's kind of my background. Health has always been something I'm super interested about. I've always been an avid researcher. So that's just a little bit about me. Now, obviously, I'm a beauty counter consultant. That's why you guys are in this group. And I still get to educate people about health, and it's just a different avenue. Okay, first off, let me just begin by saying I'm not a huge fan of radical diets, because never in my 12 years of being in this industry, I've never seen it stick with someone or provide long-term results. Diets don't help you realize the root of the issue. They don't teach you how you should be eating, how to form healthy relationship with your food and your body. I do think cleaning up your diet and a fresh start is great, but I really believe you need to have an understanding of how your body works and why you should be eating a certain way. And I know people want it all handed to them, but I truly want to change. If you truly want to change, that's a change that's going to last you a lifetime, you need to educate yourself. So today I'll share some of my healthy eating tips, but I'm also going to point you to the resources I think can really make a lasting impact on your life. So I wouldn't say there's one specific source I follow 100%, but there are a few that I agree with the majority of their philosophies. So, okay, so first, this might rock your world. I want to share two things here. Sorry, I lost my place. Here we go. Okay, and this goes against the norm, and it might shock you. But it is some of the newest research in the fitness industry, and it's from a source called Precision Nutrition, which I really like. They're changing our industry as far as nutrition goes, which I think is super important. Because I do think sometimes in the fitness industry, not necessarily nutrition, but fitness industry, there can be a lot of focus on looks, high protein, stuff like that, and it's not really focused on health. Okay, so first, calorie counting is a stress point. For most people, it adds unnecessary complexity and potentially unhealthy relationships with food. I know, crazy. Number 2, only eat when you're hungry. So these are the two main points that Precision Nutrition goes with, and I love it. I think it's excellent. So I'm going to go into depth with that just a little bit. So there are people in my industry that will argue this probably until their death. That is really, and mainly the one, only eat when you're hungry, because I know a lot of people have heard 5 small meals a day. So that's why it's kind of rocking our industry right now. But it's really but having that mindset is really kind of just having a closed mindset. Fitness and nutrition is constantly evolving, And you have to have an open mind and realize that the more research we find, it's going to change, and you just have to adapt with that, or don't. So I used to believe in calorie counting, eating a certain number of ounces of this, ounces of that, and eating 5 small meals a day, etc. And guess what? For most people that are trying to look and feel better, it really doesn't matter. There are so many people getting caught up in these minor details, they're missing the big picture. What is more important is the overall intake in the day. So I can show you studies to back this up if anyone's curious. And one more thing on this, if you are obsessing over this so much, it can become an idol, which is not good also. So what I'm saying is the whole thinking really stresses people out. It creates an unhealthy, stressful relationship between you and food. So Precision Nutrition has created, by the way, I'm not, no one pays me to talk about precision nutrition or any of these books I'm going to refer. These are just my personal opinions, and again, you can take it or leave it, but this is just what I research all the time, and this is kind of what I found, and Precision Nutrition is really a great source. So Precision Nutrition has created a very easy way for you to count calories. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's just the palm of your hand, and let me show you guys this document really quick. You can find this on Google. Just Google Precision Nutrition Calorie Control. And here it is for men. This is how you would measure your portion size if you're a guy. And here it is for women. And so since this group is basically women, 1 palm of protein-dense food with each meal, 1 fist of vegetables with each meal, 1 cupped handful of carb-dense food with each meal, and 1 entire thumb of fat-dense food with most meals. So that's just kind of how you can learn portion sizes, which I really like the way they do that. They just take the overanalyzing out of it, which I think is great, because calorie counting can just be, again, a stressful relationship. So like I said, I don't particularly agree with the idea of calorie counting. However, if you are someone that needs an idea of how much food you should be eating or your portion sizes, here's my suggestion. Download the MyFitnessPal app. Again, it's MyFitnessPal app on your phone. It calculates calories for you. You just log in the food, like a food journal. You also put in your exercise. I don't think it's a bad idea to get the idea of portion sizes and how much you should be eating in a day, but I also don't think this should be a permanent thing. Maybe use it for a few weeks, getting on track, getting an idea of what you need, and then get an idea and then try on your own. Like maybe after a few weeks, go off on your own and try and do it without it. And sometimes I'll do that if I need just a jump start to remember how much I really need in a day or whatever. I'll do that app. So it's MyFitnessPal. So check that out. And again, I don't like it for long-term, use, but I think for short-term use, it's okay. So I like the fist comparison with Precision Nutrition, and I also like the MyFitnessPal for a short period of time. Okay, do you need something to jumpstart you or to reset your palate? There's a 3-day detox plan that Dr. Oz promotes, and it's actually pretty good. You can check it out, and then you would transition into healthy eating, of course. I've done this a couple years, like at the new year. It's 3 days. I'm sure you guys have seen this. This is the 3-day detox cleanse. And it's basically smoothies for 3 days, but it's nice to kind of reset that palate if you need that. By the way, hi Jennifer, it's been a long time. I hope your boys are well. Alrighty, so back to that. So that's a 3-day detox diet. I feel like you can just kind of cleanse your palate with that. And again, just 3 days. It's not, and then you would transition to healthy eating, of course. And as far as healthy eating goes, so you're thinking, okay, where do I get the information for this healthy eating that you're talking about? So here are some books I suggest. And like I mentioned before, if I just handed you something to do, it's highly unlikely that it would have a lasting effect. You need to educate yourself on how, and by lasting effect, I mean like a year or two. Like it might have a lasting effect for like 6 months, but after that, you don't know why or how. You might know how you were eating, but you don't know why you were eating that way. You need to know why you need to be eating a certain way. So the books that I recommend, the first one I recommend is this one, The Beauty Detox Solution. I found this book probably when Tristan was like, he wasn't, I don't even know if he was born yet. I think I was pregnant with him when I came across that book. And she also has another book that has beauty detox foods in it. And then the second, and I love that one. I would say if I had to pick one philosophy or and one book to use, I would do this one. It has so many great things in it, and it teaches you why to eat a certain way. Okay, so after that one, by the way, that's the Beauty Detox Solution by Kimberly Snyder. This next one is Nourish by Lorna Jane Clarkson. I really like this book too. Has tons of recipes in it, and again, it kind of just talks about like why you need to eat the way you need eat this certain way. And then the last one is just a cookbook, and it's the Gwyneth Paltrow one. I'm sure you guys have seen that. It's all good. So there's that. And okay, and so I'm not a huge fan of the high protein diets. So you won't ever see me recommending any of those types of resources. Again, I know shocking in the fitness industry, but I believe your body and digestion system needs to be in constant flowing motion. A high protein diet slows it down. It's hard on the kidneys, and the main purpose of a high protein diet is vanity driven. It's not health driven, if you think about it. Again, someone argued that point. And again, there are people with health issues that have to eat in a certain way, and that's different. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about just like the average person. Okay. Like I said, again, some would argue that point, but that's my findings, and I think that's what I'll always believe. Obviously, with nutrition, it needs to be whole foods based. Limit refined sugars, packaged foods. Stay away from non-fat, low-fat, fat-free labeled foods and diet drinks. And in the stage of life that you're in, you just do the best you can. Life throws you curveballs, and they're called children. Just kidding, but sometimes. But really, give yourself grace. The days you mess up, but then do better tomorrow. Plan ahead. We've all heard it. Fail to plan, and you plan to fail. So Sundays, I typically write my meal plans for the week, and I get groceries. I don't do a ton of meal prep because I enjoy cooking at night, but I think meal prepping is great. When life is busy, meal prepping is excellent. You do what is best for you and your family. The only food prepping I really do during the week is I wash. On Sundays, we do tons of veggies, and I wash the veggies and then chop them up and then put them in the fridge for the week, and we just snack on them. I use them for lunches. Ryan takes them with him for snacks. We eat them with hummus. We limit dairy and gluten in our diets. If we have dairy, I try to make sure it's raw. I know some people are like, ooh, raw dairy, but there's lots of research on it that it's better for you than store-bought dairy. With that said, again, we don't have a perfect diet in this house, and I drink Organic Valley half and half with my coffee every morning, and I will never change that. That's the one thing that everybody has their thing, and that's the one thing I'm not willing to sacrifice. So, and that's okay. So Organic Valley is the brand that I do for raw stuff. So you can go to most grocery stores and find Organic Valley raw cheese. That's the cheese we use, or we go to Sprouts, they carry a fresh raw cheese that we do also. So the kids will use that occasionally. That's really mainly the only dairy. We have occasional grass-fed butter that we use too. But again, we try to limit the gluten and the dairy. And for those of you, well, I'm not gonna say those of you, there are people that do a non-gluten diet, and that's totally fine. And some people that are super sensitive or have an intolerance to gluten, that's suggested. But there are many, many, many people that are not allergic to gluten that are on a gluten-free diet. So I would highly suggest go get the blood work done. See if you're allergic to gluten or if you have an intolerance for gluten. Otherwise, it's really not benefiting you that much. Like sprouted grain bread is great. So that's just my suggestion, again, because there's a lot of junk food out there that's gluten-free and it's not healthy for you. Again, fresh whole foods is the way to go. Okay, so here's what a typical weekday looks like for us. We try to have one especially after Ryan's heart attack. I did a ton of research after all of this stuff, and I mean, really, what everybody, not just Ryan, not just heart patients, what everybody needs to get to is one vegetarian meal a day. I'm not saying cut out tons of meat, but I'm saying your body can benefit from a vegetarian meal a day, everybody. So what we do is typically our lunch is vegetarian. Like Ryan, he eats oatmeal every morning. There's really no, that's basically vegetarian. And then his lunch, he does tons of veggies, hummus, avocado. He'll put it in a sprouted grain wrap. And then at dinner, we typically have fish and veggies or chicken or turkey, and we'll do organic grass-fed beef. We try to make sure that's the only red meat is grass-fed, at least for Ryan, definitely. And so here's what a typical day or week looks like for us. The glowing green smoothie, which was in this book, it's a really great smoothie. We do that once a day, or a huge salad, or a veggie platter. So one of those three things once a day, and that's the whole family. That's the boys, that's me, and that's Ryan. Like I said, we're not perfect, but like that's what we strive for once a day, to get those veggies in the morning. So in the morning, I start off with lemon water or a metabolism booster. You can check out my Instagram for what is involved in the metabolism booster. It basically has like apple cider vinegar, cinnamon, honey. There's a certain brand of cinnamon you need to get. I think it's called Ceylon cinnamon. Otherwise, it's not true cinnamon. What else does it have in it? Cayenne. And then like just a splash of apple juice, which apple juices are not great, but sometimes you need it in that type of thing. So like I said, it's just like 2 ounces, just like a little splash. So lemon water or metabolism booster. And then for breakfast, it's either I love doing sprouted grain bread with almond butter and strawberry sliced on top. That's a great pre-workout breakfast because it's not too heavy. I'll do a fourth a cup of uncooked oatmeal, which becomes a half a cup of cooked oatmeal with walnuts, almond butter, and honey. Or one egg white with sauteed onions. I'll saute the onions first, and then I'll throw in the eggs and scramble them. And then you can smear avocado on your toast and then throw those eggs and onions on top of it. It's so good. So those are just some breakfast ideas. Snacks ideas, a piece of fruit and a handful of nuts. We do mixed nuts. That's another food prepping I guess I do. So in the beginning of the week, I make sure we have a jar of unsalted mixed nuts, and it has like walnuts, almonds, cashews, peanuts, because Ryan, for him, peanuts are really good for the heart, and we'll do pumpkin seeds in that. So I always keep that on the bar, and the kids love it. We eat it. So a piece of fruit and nuts. We'll do the veggies and hummus as snacks. I love popcorn, so like my 3 o'clock snack will be like, I keep it under like, I don't know, I think it's like 2 cups of popcorn, which really isn't that much. And then I'll do like a sparkling water, just with no flavor. I know that's kind of boring. You can also add a splash of juice in. That's kind of like my treat in the afternoon. The kids have popcorn too. And then lunch, like I said, we try to keep it vegetarian. Sprouted grain wrap with lots of veggies. I put sprouts on it. Again, got that from Kimberly Snyder. You can follow her on Instagram, Facebook. She's just awesome. She does Instagram stories. You can watch what she's eating. Anyways, on that wrap, I'll do a tiny bit of raw cheese with that. Sometimes I won't. Another option for lunch, lots of chopped veggies with hummus, a side of avocado, a bit of raw cheese, and almond crackers. There's these rosemary almond crackers. Simply Meals, I think is the brand. Carried at Sprouts. I know it's on my Instagram, I think. Those are really yummy. Or a salad with barley or quinoa and lots of veggies. Maybe throw in some nuts and that. But again, everybody can benefit from one vegetarian meal a day. For dinners, we typically try and do fish or veggies. Try. It's hard to get fresh fish, so that's, again, try. Wild fish. We try, it's hard to get fresh wild fish. Sometimes they just don't have it where we shop. So, or if we do, it's old and doesn't taste good. So we'll do stir fry, add cashews in that. I'll make a soup with lots of veggies and a salad. Organic chicken or turkey with veggies. Organic grass-fed meat, red meat with veggies once a week. And then for dessert, the whole family has a tiny bit of tart cherry juice because tart cherry juice has a ton of benefits. And you can just look it up, Google tart cherry juice. It reduces inflammation, it helps you sleep better. I'm forgetting, but there's a ton of benefits with tart cherry juice. So, I mean, even the kids, they get like a little shot glass and they have tart cherry juice and they have one little square of 85% dark chocolate. So that's their treat if they finish their food. And that's what Ryan and I do for dessert around our house is the tart cherry juice. And then we'll do, like I'll do 2 squares of the dark chocolate and he'll do the same or maybe a little more. And then we just have a rule in our house, the kids eat what we eat. And I know that can be a battle. That's just something we've always done with our family. If I have fixed something spicy, then I'll fix them like a peanut butter and like jelly sandwich or whatever. But most every night they eat what we eat. And if they don't want to eat it, they can go to bed hungry. I know that sounds crazy, but that's just the rules we have in our house. And they're fine and they are thriving boys and they're not starving. Okay, supplements. Supplements should never be a substitute for a healthy diet. For good insurance, it's good to take a whole food-based multivitamin, fish oil, and occasional probiotic. In the winter, when I remember, I try to take extra vitamin C and extra vitamin D3 if I can remember, like I said. And I just actually purchased off of Amazon the like vitamin cases, pill cases, whatever you call it, for me, the boys, and then Ryan has his too, because he has to take his medicine with the heart stuff. But the boys and I now have our own vitamin cases, and I just filled them all up, and so that way I can remember to give it to them every day. And the boys, they have fish oil, they have kids fish oil, cod liver oil. They have kids fish oil, they have a multivitamin, and then in the winter I try to do vitamin D3 and extra vitamin C. And then anytime anybody has a stomach bug, we do the probiotics. And anytime you get on an antibiotic, you need to be taking a probiotic. And if you have a good doctor, they'll tell you that. Okay, protein powders. The only type of protein powders we use are plant-based protein powders, and we don't use them very often. Like I said, we prefer to do whole foods, but sometimes you just want like a quick something. And so I'll do a smoothie with the kids. Sometimes when I pick them up after school, I'll go by, sometimes I keep looking at the wrong spot. Sorry, y'all. So not used to doing these videos. So I'll take them through Frisco Health Market and we'll get a smoothie and I tweak it and they probably get super annoyed with me. But we do like the peanut butter cookie smoothie, but I substitute a ton of stuff. So basically what it is they do a handful of kale in there. They do a banana, almond butter. I substitute real milk for almond milk, and then they substitute it with a chocolate plant-based protein. I think the brand is Plant Fusion. So that's what we do, and we make those at home too. So that the kids drink that too. I share it with them. So protein powders, we just do the plant-based protein. Protein Fusion is the brand that we use. Okay, so that's the nutrition part, and with all that said, you and I both are human and perfectly imperfect. Some of you, excuse me, some of you like me are Southern, so every now and again, I'll have a Coke or Dr. Pepper. I'd say right now it's probably like once a month. Ryan makes fun of me, but you know what, like, it's not gonna kill me to have once a month a Coke or Dr. Pepper because it tastes so good. So life is all about balance. Don't be so hard on yourself. You know, and the week before my period, PMS, y'all, that stuff is real. I did the science research in college. Like, we have major hormones that play a huge part in what we choose for our diets. So that week, for me at least, sometimes for some women it's the week of, and some women it's the week before, but you crave the bad stuff, and that's normal. Your body is doing that on purpose. And so the week before my period, every time I have an In-N-Out burger and I have a donut. So that once a month, I know I'm gonna have that, and that's okay, and I do it, and then I get back to healthy eating. So give yourself some grace. Yeah, and that's what I was just saying. Hormones are real deal. They completely affect us. And I just let it affect me, and then I get back on track. And what we used to do in college when I was super strict about my eating, which was not a healthy mindset, by the way, when I was super strict about all that week before my period, whenever I would crave those bad things, I would just up my carbs. So that way I wouldn't crave so many like unhealthy things. I was getting more carbs in, so it would kind of void that a little bit. So you can always do that too. There was a couple of us that did that in college. Okay, last part. Now let's talk about fitness. Exercise is super important, obviously. It's basically a natural antidepressant, and we all know the benefits of it. However, you do the best you can in whatever stage of life you are in. Working out 3 to 4 days a week for me is a good week. My boys keep me active though, so I know that I'm getting some activity when I'm with them around the house. I'm constantly moving. And don't compare yourself to someone that makes fitness an idol. I know that sounds bad, but don't do that. There's a healthy balance. And I've been there. I've done that in college. I had the perfect body. I had the six-pack. I worked out for 2 hours every day, 5 days a week. And friends, my focus, it was vanity. It was not health. So it's okay to want to look good and feel good, but be careful. There's a fine line with all of that. So strive for health, not perfection. Every trainer has his or her own philosophies, and I personally believe that a balanced fitness regimen is best. So cardio, strength training, yoga, and Pilates or bar. So if you took my Pure Fit Mom program, we did all of that. Or if you trained with me ever in the past, I always try to incorporate yoga or Pilates in your routine because I think they are super important. So there are a few programs out there that I think are pretty good. I personally believe in training your body for longevity. Marathons or intense weight training is really hard on your body. I think half marathons are fine, but I think repeated marathons, they really do take a toll on your body, and that's coming from a trainer. So just believe me in that. You can really ask any trainer, they'll say that. An ideal workout plan, in my opinion, is cardio 2 to 3 times a week, yoga once a week, weight training 1 to 2 times a week, and Pilates or bar. And the reason why I say Pilates or bar, because Pilates and bar focus on the small muscles, which you don't get in any other workouts. You get it some in yoga, but Pilates and bar focus on those deep, deep, deep core muscles and like those tiny little muscles that stabilize everything in your body, which you need whenever you're strength training or you're doing cardio or you're doing yoga. So that's why I say Pilates or bar. They're very similar. And so an ideal week looks like this. This is an ideal week for me. I would do a little bit of cardio and then do a yoga class on Monday. Tuesday, weight training. Wednesday, a little bit of cardio with Pilates or bar. Thursday, weight training, and Friday, cardio. Saturday, run outside if I have time. If not, it's okay. Some people take Wednesdays off. That's fine. You just figure out what day off you want to do, 1 or 2 days off a week, whatever it is. Just be active. Again, I have my boys to keep me active, so I don't really worry about the days that I don't have a workout planned. Accountability partners, group exercise, personal trainers, all great. At-home workout plans that I suggest, Tone It Up. If you've heard of them, they are excellent. 2 girls out of California. They put together an awesome fitness plan, nutrition plan. A lot of my stuff comes from, well, no, I wouldn't say a lot. There's a few things that I pull from their material. I love what they believe in. I love the majority of what they do. Tone It Up is what it's called. And it's a at-home online thing you can get. And P90X, I like P90X because it incorporates yoga with the strength training and the cardio and the agility training. I think P90X is excellent. I know it's old school, but and then there's the Beachbody 21 Day. I think that's pretty good too. I've done that in the past. Like I said, I don't necessarily believe with everything on the nutrition side of it, but I think as far as fitness goes, it's a really great program. So you can look into that. And then we're almost done, by the way. 2 tools that I think are great. The Couch to 5K app. That's for people who slowly need to transition into running a full 5K. So Couch to 5K for those that need to slowly transition. Kendall said, have you ever tried Orange Theory? I know, I haven't tried it personally. I have friends that have done it. Ryan has done it. I think Orange Theory is really excellent. I don't know if they do yoga in Orange Theory, but from what I've heard is everything else that they do is pretty great. And I like the fact that they monitor your heart like while you're doing it, and they see your workout levels and stuff like that. So I think Orange Theory is pretty great. I just would incorporate yoga if you can. If they don't do it. If they do it, then excellent. So the Couch to 5K app. Again, that's for people who slowly transition to running a 5K. Bluetooth polar heart rate monitor. I love this. I bought this like maybe a year ago or something like that. And so I hate long distance running. I was a sprinter in high school, so long distance running for me can be torturous. I'll run like 3 miles, and that for me can be therapeutic, but over 3 miles, I don't love it. I'm sure one day I would like to do at the max a half marathon, but so what I did is I got the polar heart rate monitor, so that way when I'm running, I can see on my phone or my iPhone, my iWatch, whatever it's called. I don't even wear it anymore, because I don't even know what it's called. I didn't like having social media and text messages on my wrist all the time. But anyways, the Bluetooth heart rate monitor, you can pair it with your watch or you can pair it with your phone, and you can watch and see how your heart rate is, what zone you're in while you're working out. And again, Orange Theory has that. They monitor you while you're doing that. So purchase one of those if you can. I think the one I got was 70. I think they've dropped it to like 50. And you can pair it with the Modi Fit app. That's the app that I pair it with. And I'm sure there are other great ones too. Other great apps. And finally, so now is a great time for a new year, new you, new plan. I hope these tips have helped. You guys can follow me on Instagram as charity_Smith. I share my meals occasionally, and I'm also on my Pure Fit Mom Facebook page. I really enjoy sharing with you guys. It's my passion, so thank you for allowing me to do so. And remember, you are perfectly imperfect. We are all on our own journey, and each one looks different, and that's okay. Life is a journey, not a destination. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. I'm here if you guys have any questions. I'll be back here tomorrow with beauty and overall health tips, and same place, same time. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.